Been there, done that. Doing it again? Are we popping our collars again or no? It's a tale as old as time when it comes to fashion. What goes around comes around. And this spring 2024, there are quite a few trends that were previously dated or out of style that are back. You might love them, you might hate them, you might have been wearing them all along. If you were, more power to you. Make sure you stick to the end because I feel like the last one is pretty polarizing and I'm not sure how to think about it myself. First trend is one that I hate to say it, but I'm old enough to have experienced it already the first time it came around, and that is the pedal pusher or capri pants, depending on your preferred terminology. And 12-year-old me is absolutely so excited. When these were last popular in the early 2000s, I was all about a capri pant. In fact, I feel like it's probably all I wore in the months where it was acceptable to wear them. Pedal pushers get their name because they're pretty much practical for wearing while riding a bicycle because they don't have any fabric on the lower part of your leg. Typically the capri pant tends to be a more slim fitting type of pant, but I do remember back in the day, there were cargo capri pants that were pretty popular that were a little bit baggier. So I wonder if the cargo pant trend will merge into the pedal pusher trend this spring, summer, and we'll see that again. Who knows? I do know that the versions of this that I have been seeing on the runways and also on people sort of experimenting with it already is more of a slim fitting capri pant or pedal pusher, and I tend to think that that's a little bit more of a flattering way to go if you want to get back into this trend. Capri pants and pedal pushers can be challenging in my opinion because they do cut you off midway somewhere on your leg. The length of a capri or a pedal pusher can really range anywhere from like slightly above the knee, though I personally think those are more Bermuda shorts, but that is neither here nor there. Hit right at the knee, or they can come down even as low as the bottom of your calf. So it's quite a bit of a range. If I was to get back into wearing capri pants, I personally would go for a pair that hits probably 3 or 4 inches below my knee, the ones that are the longer end of them that hit below your calf. Pitfall of these is if they hit at a certain point on your own leg, let's say you have more muscular calves and they're thicker, and it hits like right above that calf or right in the middle of it, it's going to accentuate that part of your leg and make you look a little bit thicker. So I think the longer you can go with your pedal pusher or capri pant, the more elongating it will look if that's something that you care about. With styling them, I think they tend to look the best with other pieces that sort of evoke that early 2000s aesthetic. So I'm saying like fitted baby tees, just like a very fitted, more slim fitting t-shirt with shorter sleeves, not the baggy or oversized t-shirts that we've been seeing more in popularity lately. I also think wearing maybe a boxier or more oversized blazer over the top would maybe give a good juxtaposition to the slimness of the pant. It's all about proportions. Finding the right length capri pant for you and the right styling will all depend on how tall you are. Next, dated trend. I think it has felt a little bit dated lately, so I think it fits in this video, but that is polka dots. Now, I am in the camp that believes that a polka dot is a classic print. It's never out of style in my opinion, but I do think polka dots go in sort of waves of whether or not they feel very current and chic or not. And I think in the last several years, they sort of were falling into the shadows of the fashion set, but they are back in a big way. There were so many runways that featured polka dot pieces. I mean, just look at Jennifer Lawrence's Oscars look. Has anyone ever worn polka dots to the Oscars before? I don't know. I mean, I personally felt like that dress was a little too casual vibes for the Oscars per se, but I did like the dress and I am a lover of polka dots. One of my favorite, most iconic film fashion moments of all time, in my opinion, is Julia Roberts' polka dot moment when she goes to the polo match in Pretty Woman. I mean, I have been searching for a replica of that dress for my entire adult life, so if you've seen one, let me know. This one is a really fantastic modern version, though way out of my price range. And I didn't win the Powerball last night, so a girl can still dream, I guess. When I was doing my research, some outlets even went so far to say that the polka dot is replacing florals this spring. So
florals for spring. Groundbreaking.
If you got polka dot in your wardrobe, which I know I definitely have quite a bit, now is the time to pull it back out. What I will say, if you want to make sure that you are wearing polka dots in a more modern, sophisticated, chic way is to steer away from silhouettes that feel a little bit too cutesy or too retro feeling. I feel like one thing that is a common pitfall is wearing dresses that are very inspired by like 1950s silhouettes in a polka dot. That to me still feels extremely dated, and if I was to put something on like that, I would immediately feel like I was cosplaying as Minnie Mouse or something. If you're into that, more power to you, but there are just really nice modern ways that you can update a polka dot to make it feel modern and chic. I love this sheer polka dot dress. I think this is just so fun. I would absolutely wear this. This sort of take where they mixed red polka dots with black polka dots in the same look with these big 3D floral rosettes, which continue to be a huge trend. That is so much fun. I also think it's really fun to do polka dots that have a more abstract shape. That can also be a great way to modernize a polka dot look because it doesn't feel quite so classic or so predictable. It's a little bit unexpected, which is nice. And then another thing I love to do with a polka dot look to make it fun and fresh is to mix polka dots with each other. So if you have like black and white polka dot pieces in like multiple different like sizes of polka dots, to do sort of like a print mix, or to wear polka dots inverted. So to wear like one thing where the background is white and the polka dots are black, and then something else in the outfit where the background is black and the polka dots are white. Okay, this one I am really on the fence about because again, it's one of those trends that I have already fully loved, lived, and embraced. I know, I feel ancient thinking about that.
Old people are the greatest. They're full of wisdom and experience.
Anyway, it's the Y2k ruffle dress. If you haven't noticed, ruffle dresses are everywhere lately, and they are of the very direct early aughts Y2K variety. These are the dresses that I could not get enough of when I was 13, 14 years old. I had several different types of these. They were usually in like a chiffon fabric in the more like light pastel color, sometimes with a floral print, but always with some sort of ruffle detail in the neckline on the dress somewhere. And honestly, if I would have kept some of those dresses, they would have felt perfectly right for right now. That's why I'm not really sure if I'm really into this, because it just makes me think of when I was 14. I think I've moved past that, and I never usually say that about fashion things. Usually I'm always down to like do things again or try something new, but I do think on other people, not myself with my own hang-ups about it, it could be an absolutely beautiful piece to wear for the spring and summer when you have an occasion where you want to get a little bit more dressed up. Of course, I do really love the feminine aspect of these. They're very soft, they're flowy, and I do love a ruffle. Although if I could have this Carrie Bradshaw version that she wore in Sex and the City in this one episode, I would wear that. Yeah, I would. By the way, if you're new here, hi. Let me introduce myself really fast. My name is Jessica. I make videos about affordable fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and travel. So if you want some inspo on living your most chic and fabulous life without breaking the bank, then I do encourage you to please hit that red subscribe button. I would love to have you be a part of my community here on YouTube. And you can always find me on Instagram or TikTok for more daily fashion and outfit inspiration. Another trend that I think has been building up to the point where it is now, like, I would say probably one of the #1 trends of all of 2024, and that is the ballet flat. I love me a ballet flat. I have not worn them in years, and I am so excited for them to be making a resurgence back into the fashion world. I think I now have like 6 or 7 different pairs of ballet flats at this point, and I am gearing up and planning to do a whole ballet core aesthetic styling video. So definitely hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see that video coming up soon when it is ready. This new updated crop of ballet flats that are currently in style are a little bit different than the ones that we were all wearing in the late 2000s, early 2010s. I love that they're taking a lot more inspiration from actual ballet shoes. Find a shoe like this where it literally does look very much like a real point shoe is something I'm all about, and there's so many brands who are doing something so similar, from affordable like these Dolce Vita shoes are, which of course everything is linked down in the description box that I feature in this video, so if you want to check these out. The Miu Miu ones, which obviously are a lot more expensive, also have that sort of satin point shoe look. Dior just came out with a pair that looks absolutely beautiful and also looks very much like a real point shoe but isn't. Another version of this that I love are the mesh ballet flats. These, I would say, if you really want to get in on the ballet flat trend and just go full force, like go for the gusto, get yourself a pair of mesh ballet flats, because I think that, especially for spring and summer, is going to be so huge this year, because mesh obviously is breathable. You wouldn't really wouldn't want to wear these in the fall, winter. So this is definitely going to be the spring summer version of the ballet flat. I'm predicting it now. I have this pair from Dolce Vita. They're in another room, otherwise I would show you, but they're so pretty with the little pearl details on them, just so feminine. I mean, I'm all about a trend that is comfortable and super wearable. If you're someone who doesn't really like to wear flats, you like a little bit of height, you can find like little block heel versions of ballet flats, like this pair that I have from Lulu's. Also just does give that ballet flat look. This is another pair that I recently got that has the sort of Mary Jane aspect that's also very on trend right now. Things that you want to look for, I think, are a more squared off toe, kind of like how this one has. That kind of gives more of the look of point shoes. Point shoes have a flat toe. Or you can go for an almond toe. Steer away from the ones that look just too much like they were made for the 2010 version of this trend. Sort of like the super rounded plain ballet flat with just a little bow on the end. Styling wise, with ballet flats, the sky is the limit. You can wear them with dresses, with jeans, with skirts, with shorts, with suits. I mean, you could honestly wear a ballet flat with literally any look, and I personally think it's gonna go with it. This next trend is gonna be something that you either love or you hate, and it is athletic fashion sportswear. I don't really know how else to categorize this, but I've been seeing this for several years now, but I feel like it's really coming to a head lately. Clothing that is directly sports related. So like NASCAR jackets, just racing jackets in general that have a bunch of patches of different like car oil sponsors and all of that stuff, or literal sports jerseys being worn, especially baseball jerseys. I feel like is one that is very popular to go to in the spring and summer. Or wearing like track pants, like Adidas track pants, I would say is like a huge go-to. Anything that just evokes directly just super sporty. I've been seeing people mix into all kinds of really interesting streetwear looks. But I think the way to interpret this style is to incorporate some fun graphic sportswear into your looks. And I think there's so much fun to be had with this. I did this years ago with my pair of Adidas track pants where I paired them with like some stilettos and like a peplum leopard top, which we'll talk about in a second. But although I feel like this is a little bit dated version of styling for right now with the stiletto pumps, you get the point. Dressing up things that are sporty that you wouldn't necessarily wear in a more dressed up or like I'm going out kind of outfit can be interesting and fun, and something that will make your outfit stand out and be really fun and cool. If you wanted to do this to a little bit lesser degree, you could mix these sporty pieces with some more preppy separates to have that more sporty preppy look. I think that's a little bit more easy to ease into, a little bit more accessible, or like go for the little tennis court aesthetic that is very much a growing trend right now. It's all about how the sporty athletic wear can fit into your own personal style and vibe. Okay, I kind of hinted at it in the last section, but we got to talk about peplums. Peplums have definitely been growing in popularity over the last couple seasons, but they are fully back now. And y'all, I thought we left this in like the 2011s or whenever we were wearing this. I just remember being at the club when I was like 21 and wearing like a peplum little top with a pencil skirt underneath and heels. I mean, please comment down below and let me know if you also were wearing very like office-y kind of clothing to go to the club back then, but I feel like we were. I think what really solidified peplums as a huge trend is Emma Stone's Louis Vuitton dress that she recently just wore to the Oscars. I mean, I know it broke in the back.
I think it happened during I'm Just Ken.
But it was still really beautiful and I really loved the shape of it. Though you don't have to go for like an insane oversized silhouette like Emma wore to get the trend. And in fact, a lot of the current peplum pieces that I've seen out there are a lot more subtle, and I really like this because peplums tend to nip you in at your waist, which for a lot of women is like that smallest part of your body, but then it has fabric that flows out from that. So it creates an optical illusion of having a more hourglass frame, even if you don't necessarily have an hourglass body type. So that can create a very feminine and very flattering silhouette. Because the fabric of a peplum kind of flows away from your waist and over your stomach, I'm talking about your lower stomach. I mean, for me personally, my lower stomach is an area that, depending on the day, depending on the time of the month or what I've eaten, I can feel a little bit insecure about and want to mask or conceal. And I know that I'm not alone in that. A lot of women have that same insecurity or problem area. And so a peplum is a really great way to kind of cover that area, mask it, and create the illusion of a small waist and maybe a little bit bigger hips, which would give that hourglass feminine sort of frame. There's so many ways to incorporate a peplum. I've seen them in sweaters, blouses, blazers, dresses, jackets, you name it. And it doesn't have to be exaggerated. Like I said, it could just be like a cinch in at the waist with a little slight flare out from there. So again, very, very flattering. And I'm all here for this to be back, though maybe not in the way that it used to be. Another huge current trend is in handbags, and I would say the baguette or the East-West handbag style is the outdated handbag that is back and ready to play.
Yeah, I need that bag!
Oh, this isn't a bag. It's a baguette.
Now, if you don't really know what a baguette or an East-West handbag is, it's kind of what it sounds like. It's a long, lengthwise handbag that has a shoulder strap, and they call it a baguette bag because you could maybe fit a baguette into it, though I don't think I've ever seen a baguette bag that was long enough to fit a loaf of bread, but you get the idea, right? This is definitely in keeping with the rising and continuing popularity of late 90s, early 2000s fashion, and I feel like the baguette bag was the bag of the early 2000s, and again, that was right when I was really, really starting to get into fashion, so I had some baguette bags that I loved back then. And now that I said baguette so many times, I really want some bread.
I love bread.
Anyway, let's not get distracted. I would say for some great inspo on a baguette bag is a look at Carrie Bradshaw's outfits from Sex and the City. She was definitely a huge fan of the baguette bag, especially the Fendi ones. I feel like she had like multiple different versions of those throughout the seasons, and they were always so fabulous. I think there was even one episode where she got like one was stolen when she was in New York, and then she went and bought like a fake one from a counterfeit dealer in the Valley in Los Angeles from that episode, which I think is so hilarious. Being a person who lives in the Valley, like, whatever. Okay. The great news about this trend is it's really easy to incorporate, and lots of you may have this style bag already from years past. And if you do want to get in on this, the good news is there are so many options from very affordable to luxury. But for me personally, I don't think I would invest in this style of bag on a luxury scale just because it's not a classic in the sense where this style bag just kind of stays in fashion throughout all of time. So it's really up to you. If you know you like this style bag and you know you've been carrying one and you want to invest in a really nice one, more power to you. Just know that it may cycle in and out of trend and not have the staying power of more classic styles. Grandparents and fashion have oddly been a thing in the last several years. I mean, from the popularity of like the coastal grandma or the eclectic grandpa aesthetics on social media, we've definitely seen a bit of inspo being taken from our grandparents. This season, the out of style trend in shoes is what I would like to call grandma heels, because they look like a pair of heels that a grandma would wear because they are sensible in that they have a low either chunky heel or kitten heel, and then often they have an almond toe, which tends to be more comfortable, and usually they're in a more neutral color. Now, as someone who is apparently old enough to get arthritis in my right foot only, right at my big toe, which I just found out recently, so wearing really high heels for long periods of time is just really not something that I can do. I mean, I will do it for the right occasion, but it's not like gonna be my norm going forward unless somebody can magically find a cure for arthritis. That's why I'm super into this trend, because I feel like this is a very chic sort of shoe look too. You don't have to like go for like straight up grandma orthotic heels, but something about this style of shoe seems very classic, and I like that you could wear it easily. It's walkable, it's comfortable, and also it sort of will give you a little bit of height and a little bit more sophistication to a more casual outfit without making the outfit feel like you really took it over the top with like a crazy high heel. And then you can also wear it with dressier things and sort of make it feel a little bit less over the top if you want to go for that vibe with your outfit. They're a good shoe that can kind of flow between casual and dressy, give a little bit of a different flavor to both categories that sort of makes it feel chic and timeless. This trend I'm really not sure about. Let's go through it together. And it's the polo shirt. It's the one that I feel like is very polarizing because you either like polo shirts or you feel like you wore that in PE when you were a teenager. And I'm right there with you. I also can take it a step further because I used to work at the Cheesecake Factory. And so I had to wear a Cheesecake Factory polo shirt to work quite a bit. So for me, my associations with this style shirt is not necessarily one of feeling chic and stylish, but here we are. The polo shirt is a massive dated trend that is back for 2024. In my opinion, the key to wearing polo shirts in an updated way for 2024 is going for a fit that's a little bit more fitted, form-fitting to the body, and not so baggy. Unless you're Hailey Bieber, and then you just wear whatever you want, which... Can we talk about this look? Because I feel like she went into a very unstylish dad or grandpa's closet and took his clothes and just put them on. Even though they're too big for her and they look like they are 20 years old. Just me? Or what? I don't know. Comment down below and let me know what you think because I have thoughts. And I'm curious to hear yours too. Polo shirts were all over the spring and summer runways. They featured some fun, unique touches like floral appliques, or they were styled in like really nice, like chic, all black on black outfits like a Givenchy, or with really fun feminine pieces like lace skirts and heels at Carolina Herrera. So really there's no wrong way to do the polo shirt, and you could really mix it up with anything in your closet. I mean, I've personally already been kind of easing into this trend by constantly wearing this polo sweater that I have from Quince. It has been one of my favorite sweaters all fall and winter. I feel like the short sleeve polo shirt is just the next answer to the polo sweater trend that everybody really got into last winter. You want to try it out, I would say try pairing a polo shirt with something unconventional. Like don't just wear it with a pair of jeans, although of course you can, but try pairing it with like a flowy skirt or maybe a sequin skirt or maybe some tailored slacks that feeds right into the very preppy, aesthetic, old money vibe that a lot of people have been into lately. And obviously you can wear it a lot more literally with a pleated tennis miniskirt or some tailored shorts for the full-on preppy country club look. The only question I have for you is, are we popping our collars again or no? Let me know down in the comments below. If this video taught me anything, it just reinforced my belief that I can really never get rid of anything because truly everything that goes around comes around again at some point. What do you guys think about these trends? Will you be wearing them again or will they forever be staying out of your closet? If you've had enough trend talk and you're looking for more classic wardrobe staple pieces, you might want to check out this video next where I talk about some incredible, well-made but affordable basics that will really give you a fantastic foundation to your wardrobe so you can create any look, whether you want to take it trendy or not. Check this video out next. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'll see you over here, and if not, I'll see you on the next one. Bye!